related news. Let's go over it briefly, and then we can go over individual names. If you look at crude in the overnight session, this is crude oil, by the way, the one which you're looking at. Before we get started, can you guys see my screen? Hopefully, you should be able to see my trading view right here. All right. So you can see the overnight price action on crude here. Crude oil dropped almost 11% in the overnight session. This is mostly because of a potential peace treaty that might or might not get signed down the line. Who knows? The markets took the initial news and ran with it. Now the crude oil is recovering because, well, who knows, right? They say they're going to sign a peace treaty, Iran disagrees, and then the bullshit continues and so on, right? We don't know. We've been seeing the same pattern going on and on for a while now. Crude is heading back up again, but it's still down 5%. And now when you look at NQ here, it's been something interesting going on. Like you can see the same on QQQ and enable the extended hours, you can see something interesting happening. In the extended hours, you can see QQQ hitting all the way up towards that $393 and change to the upside, right? So we're going to mark that level here. 693, my bad. 693s and change. That is the pre-market highs, which you should be looking out for. All right. So 693.80s and change to the upside will be the first area of interest in case if they continue their push higher. So to the downside, as I mentioned yesterday, we don't have any established support levels to look out for other than this previous highs, which is right here, 682s, because that's where they consolidated yesterday, doing absolutely nothing for almost like 2 to 3 hours straight. If they do pull back today, well, watch out. If they do pull back on QQQ, 682.68, that's a huge drop. Yes, I understand. But again, we don't have anything to go off of for potential support or resistance. We're trading at new all-time highs here. That being said, something interesting popped up today. Hopefully, I believe it was Jay who was looking to buy puts on Micron. Hopefully you didn't do it because we see another gap up today for another $20 to $30 move to the upside. One of the main reasons why it's better to wait for these names to show some sort of weakness before we start heading to buy puts, because this can give a tight slap in the face and take away almost 20 to 30% of the premium's value just at the open. So let the sellers show that they are interested in shorting this, because almost most of the semiconductors named today just been going higher courtesy to AMD, I believe. AMD has been going absolutely insane. There's an easy way to trade this. If you haven't bought into the earnings, interesting way to look into it or trade this is fairly simple. Enable the pre-market hour session, right? Extended hour session. Mark out the areas which stand out in the extended hours. So you can see one area right here at $423. And there is this other area right here at 432, which was the all-time highs which they made. All right. So let's just anchor the earnings candle here. And if they do pull back towards 394 today, gonna be interesting to see whether the buyers step in or not. To the upside, two levels. You got it in check. 423.50, 432. Those are the two areas to look out for to the upside, and to the downside. Well, we don't have any to go off of, right? Like we're trading at all-time highs. Same thing as we said with QQQ. The interesting thing is, whatever this does today, QQQ is going to follow along. So keep a close eye for it. We're about that big fat round number of 400. So if you're bullish on AMD and if you're looking to buy call options on AMD, wait for the first few minutes into the open. If they recover the VWAP, it's going to be a pure VWAP trade, and you can just take it all the way back up towards 423 from the VWAP. If that never happens, well, wait for them to pull back a little, because AMD has been rallying for almost since March, end of March. It's been doing nothing but going higher. So this might be that euphoric push which it needed before we start that consolidation or that pullback. Who knows, right? So a simple way to deal with it: wait for the open, anchor the VWAP, and then just trade the VWAP. We'll watch it though. We'll watch it to see if there is any opportunity shows up, and then we can deal with it accordingly. And then yesterday we did take one trade on CYTK, and we did leave some runners on the table. So today is going to be the determining factor whether we average up into this name or not. So yesterday we added shares to this and we took profits, most of the profits at around $80 and change. Just left like 10% of the position on the table. Now that 10% we can add, or we're going to leave it or not. It's going to be determined by how the price action reacts today. We'll keep this on the watch on CYTK. I'll let you know if I enter or not with this one. Other than that, we got, again, NCLH, another gap up today. Again, we got to wait and see if they can hold. If we go to the weekly or the monthly time frames, we got to make sure that this trend line holds. Simple as that. So if the trend line isn't holding, we are going to make changes accordingly. All right, so let's wait and see how it goes. So if you played AMD, I played earnings on AMD calls, should overstay or close. Okay, so you got to consider a few things here. It's going to be determined on your strike price. If you got in somewhere around 400 strike price or 370 strike price, which expiring this Friday, you should be making money. But if you got way out of the money, like 450 or 440 or 430 strike price, even with this huge move, you're still going to be losing money, by the way. The concept which I'm talking about, I'll explain why a little bit after the market open. The concept is IV crush. And this is why you've got to be very cautious with the strike selection if you're looking to trade options through earnings, by the way. And that's one of the main reasons why a lot of traders say it's better to avoid altogether. So, but depends on your strike price. Let's say you're going to know the answer
Yeah,
in another minute.
I traded strike price around 455, 355, and
355?
I'm well over 70, $80 up to the upside right
Hey,
now.
you should be making money. If it's a 355 strike price, you should be
Yeah,
up.
yeah, I am up like a whole lot, but I don't know if
Yep.
I should overstay or I should take my profit
How many
and exit.
contracts?
I just bought one contract. I mean, it's earnings. I didn't want to take that much risk. So I just bought one contract, and
Okay.
I feel like, yeah,
So if it's just one, you can always take the profits and then look for re-entry again later with a new
okay,
position
okay,
once the VWAP
okay,
has been sorted out.
okay.
Because the last
Ooh,
thing
the
you
market
need
is
is,
open.
yeah, it is.
Oh, damn, you came all the way down. Wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
take some off the table and then like come back to it later
Yeah,
in the middle of the
I only
day,
got
what it
I
does.
only got one anyway. So
Yep. Oh, NCLH alert just went off, by the way. We'll get back to AMD shortly, depending on what it does. Watch out for NCLH here. Looks like they did open about that trend line. No, they didn't. We'll give it some time. Let's see where the daily candle closes, and then we'll decide whether to average up on this name or not. And the other stock which I'm interested in, if you guys want to take this setup on your own, I won't be taking this, but if you guys are interested, take a look at CP. That's the ticker symbol, Canadian Pacific Kansas City Limited. The ticker symbol C followed by the letter P. So this is the monthly charts on my screen that you're seeing right now. And you can see them from 2021 all the way to like last month. We have just been consolidating at a particular area and then they finally broke through. This is a breakout candidate, got potential. This is a swing trading stock. Don't look at it from a day trading standpoint. This is where you just buy shares and set your stop loss and let the position do the work for you. If it does play out in our favor, I wouldn't be surprised if this continues all the way up towards this big fat round number at 100 or even break through further higher, right? So simple logic here, longer the base, more explosive the move is going to be. They just broke through here. They're coming back down to retest that area, and then they found buyers at the same level of 82.80. If you're interested in trading this, you can look into it. It's a great looking chart, got a decent probability of working in your favor. Even if it didn't work in your favor, you'll know that you're wrong immediately and you can cut it for a small loss immediately as well. Got potential, look into it. The ticker symbol is CP and trade, looking for trade to the upside. And if you do take it, consider setting stop losses if you're taking it for long term, consider setting stop losses at a daily candle close under 79. If you're looking for swing trades, And if you can afford to take re-entry again, you can look for a potential stop loss at around $82 and change if you're entering right here. All right. So I'm just going to type it out in the Zoom chat so that like it doesn't get lost when we talk about the other stocks. For long-term CP stops 79, swing trade midterm stops 82. All right, so this is for shares, by the way. You can take it with shares and let the shares do the work for you. This is for a long-term position. Look into it, consider it. Got potential. All right, so this is the ticker symbol. And then the next one, which I got on the watch list. Yesterday, we discussed about this briefly. The ticker symbol is FLY, F-L-Y. Yesterday, massive sell-off after the earnings, but the sell-off stopped right at that anchored VWAP coming from the IPO candle, right? So if they recover the 5-day moving average today, which is right here around $33.30, and they're trying to break above it right now, if they start closing candles above it, won't be a bad time to establish starter positions, maybe with a stop loss at $31. This is the stock which I'm looking at into today for a potential positioning, by the way. The ticker symbol is FLY. So we spoke about this yesterday. Today, hopefully, we'll get our positioning on this one. So two names are ticker symbol CP, Kansas Pacific, and the next one is FLY, Firefly Aerospace. Looking into this, we'll see how it plays out, and we already have some position open on CYTK yesterday. If you haven't gotten involved yesterday, wait for it. When I average up on this name, that's going to be your initial positions anyway. So keep an eye out on CYTK as well. So I'm just going to type in the watch list, which we got going at the moment, all in the same page, CYTK. And we got positions already on NCLH. All right, so check out the Zoom chat for the ticker symbols that you're watching for at the moment, and I'll let you know when we enter anything with this one shortly. We'll let markets settle out a little because most of these names, all of these names are for swing trades, so we don't technically need a perfect entry. You just need to wait for the strength and get into it once it's offered. So while these things sets up, I'm just going to set some price alerts on CYTK at around $78.83. If it gets there, we'll average into it. And same with FLY. I am going to set some price alerts at $33.20. If it gets there, we'll consider it. And what else we got going? NCLH. So nothing much yet on NCLH, rejecting the 5-day moving average so far. Let's wait for the daily candle close on NCLH, and then we will look into averaging up on it or not. So let's go back to AMD really quick to see what it's doing. Huge candle push, testing that overnight highs right here. Let's wait and see what it does. Anchor the VWAP to the opening candle. Watch out for this 423s to 432s. Those are the pre-market highs to look out for. QQQ is starting to push through as well. And we'll look at ANET in a minute. And let's take a look. Oh, nasty day. What's going on here? Down 10%. Fly going nuts. Yeah, just discuss this. Let them come back a little bit towards the VWAP, and then we'll consider. Got some price alerts set at around the 5-day moving average. Cassandra will go over SPY in a minute. And when it comes to ANET, we're not an interesting spot though. The only thing which is concerning is the earnings. If you're looking to day trade this, just trade the VWAP because we got this area of interest right here, which is this peak here, the previous highs from January 2028. And if you go to the shorter time frames after marking it, watch out for the VWAP. And if you see them closing candles about 200 candles or 500 candles above the VWAP, you can just take the longs here by setting the stop losses at the lows of the day. maybe targeting around those $156 to $157 zones to the upside. Not a great looking chart to be trading at the moment. So, but if you are going to trade it, I wouldn't see why not. Just trade the VWAP. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Right. So let's see. Still waiting on Fly. Hopefully pulls back towards the VWAP to give us the entry. This two big green candles. Insane. SPY. For swing trades on SPY, I would say just leave it alone for now. If you're looking to swing trade SPY, the best way, like there's a best strategy which you can follow for swing trades on SPY, provided you're looking to capture these types of huge $30, $40 moves. Wait for the correction. Please wait for a 10% correction and then buy calls or buy shares in there. That's all I do, by the way. If I want to buy SPY for swing trade or buy QQQ for swing trades, I just wait for a 10% correction, like corrections like this. I believe this is where we bought SPY as well. We bought SPY and we bought QQQ at this correction. And now this thing has just been going up more than like $50 to $60 from the entry. This has been doing great. So moving forward, I know like if you missed this, don't chase this, but you're going to get that correction again, like believe what, May, June, July, August. The next nasty month is going to show up by September, right? Take advantage of that seasonality, seasonal corrections. When March is not so good months for the markets, so is September, right? When you see that pullback, when you see that 10% correction, take advantage of it. Buy into SPY, buy into QQQ, buy into VTI, buy into VOO, then just leave it be. Those positions are going to make the money on its own by the end of the year, provided it's a bull market. It is a bull market, so you're going to make money majority of the time. The odds of you making money is higher. So if you're looking for swing trades, you can follow that strategy. And there are traders who I know only trade SPY and QQQ for swing trades, and they only take like 2 to 3 trades a month, or sorry, a year, that is, on SPY and QQQ, and they're just well off on it. So something to consider, something to look into. Don't look, I'm not really interested in buying SPY or QQQ here at this moment, especially after the strong rally. We are at an awkward spot where you can't buy puts looking for a drawdown because it's still looking strong, and you can't buy calls at this levels either because they already rallied up significantly higher. Leave it alone, wait for a pullback, wait for a higher low, wait for at least a pullback towards a 20-day moving average or at least a 5-day moving average. You're going to get your entry. The 5-day moving average is currently at the 718 levels on SPY, by the way. So if you can get that pullback, if you can catch that pullback and a bounce up, you're going to do just fine. Don't chase it right here. I can understand the FOMO creeping in. So if you're simple rule of thumb, if you're feeling the FOMO, the top is most likely in. Roblox falling apart. Hopefully someone took this trade yesterday, by the way. We were talking about it to the downside. Roblox still looks like absolute trash bag, by the way. This is looking bad. This is looking absolutely terrible. So not a great chart, looking bad. Watch the VWAP and trade the VWAP, because if you look at the weekly time frames, you can see them struggling to get back over this supply zone right now, which is around this $47.40 to $45 range. They've been consolidating over that range for almost like 2 years before they broke out of it. Now they're back under it. I don't see any signs of buyers showing any strength, so be very cautious with this one if you're looking to buy calls or whatever it is. We'll go and look into Hood shortly, HWOD. This thing, I'm just still waiting on Fly for an entry. I'll let you know when we enter this. I already moved one ATR. What the hell are we doing even looking at this? Nasty. It's just been like, what, 10 minutes into the open, one ATR move is done on Fly. Now it makes the VWAP not so interesting. ATR is not accurate. Yeah, because yesterday they just reported earnings. They just reported earnings and the ATR has been expanded. So the easiest way to deal with this is you can just look at the highest ATR which they had for the past few days, right? The last 14 days in particular, you got 393. So I'm just going to assume that the daily move is somewhere around $3.60 more or less. So they already moved $3 as of right now. So it just said $4. 14% is $4, by the way. On this stock, if you see $4 move, 15%. Yeah, almost like the same. ATR, we talk 390, 420-ish, more or less, right? Almost 15%. Let's wait and see. I like this. More or less, it's going to be an inside day. Let's see if they can come back towards the VWAP and give us the entry for the swing trades. Not in any rush to chase this at the moment. Let's just give it until like 10 o'clock at least to see where it settles down. NCLH giving everything back, testing the trend line. Let's see if we can hold it. CP, about that earnings and good VWAP as well. Looking for an entry on this one. Let's see if it can be kind enough. If we can get back over the 5-day moving average, I'll consider establishing positions on CP as well. Okay, we're slightly pulling back here. Crude oil still over the overnight VWAP. Nothing much is happening. NQ is also still over the overnight VWAP. I'm going to anchor the overnight highs here. I'm trying to get back over it right now as we speak with a nice candle. Intel. We spoke about this yesterday. Looking strong. There's nothing much to add in these types of names, by the way. They're trading at all-time highs. They're trading at all-time highs. Trend is strong. If you're already in the positions, I would just say hold on to it until you see some weakness. Simple. Not the best place to add new positions. Not the best place to buy puts to short it. But if you're already in it from $85 and change, there's no reason to take any profits or like make any changes until the trend changes, by the way, especially if you're holding on to the runners. The final few runners, if you're in it, let the position do the work for you. Great chart. Any stock which is trading at all-time highs is a great chart. Simple as that. If you're looking for entry for day trades, just trade the VWAP. Just trade the VWAP. Simple. They're trading at all-time highs. Trade the VWAP, set the stops at the lows of the day if you're going to buy calls. That's the simplest way you can deal with these types of names. You wait for them to break, close 2-minute or 5-minute candles over the VWAP, get the entry, set the stops at the lows of the day, and capture that 3 hours. Simple, effective. Still about the VWAP, so there's nothing much to do right here at this moment, making new highs. What is AMD doing? Spoken about NVIDIA. We discussed it briefly yesterday, didn't we? NVIDIA and the 20-day moving average. Today they're pushing through here. Looks like they are about the 20-day moving average today. No, it doesn't look like it. They've been opening consistently under that 200, 200, 200 area over and over and over again. I would say why look at NVIDIA when AMD is showing that much strength? But if you're looking for swing trade and looking for NVIDIA to catch up down the line, you can give it a try here. You can look for entry here and set your stop losses at maybe that 194 areas. Right? Consider stop losses at 194 areas. Deal with it. Depends on where you entered. If you entered somewhere around 212 or whatever it is, there's absolutely no reason to consider the stop losses. So, just set your stop losses at 194. If you're looking for new entry at 291, stop loss at 194, and you should be targeting this new all-time highs, or at least this 210 areas before you start taking profits. NVIDIA earnings, yeah, around 20th of May, right? Not anytime soon. We got 2 more weeks to go for that. NVIDIA always reports at last, final. 20 May is the earnings date for NVIDIA. Ooh, they're pulling back on Fly finally. Testing the VWAP. Let's see. Wouldn't be surprised to take them right away down towards this $33 zones. Let's see how the 5-day moving average reacts on Fly before we establish new positions. Not averaging up on NCLH yet. I'll let you know when I do so. Need some time for this one. I need to see a daily candle close above this trend line. That happens. Interested. If not, who cares? Come on, Fly. Give us an opportunity. KO setting up. Yeah, I briefly saw it yesterday, but didn't want to take any positions on it yet, but hey, looks great. I mean, they're about the anchored VWAP from the earnings, and if you want to enter this, $77 stop loss perhaps, and you should be aiming for that 81 for the new highs if you're gonna go with it. I'm just gonna type out a plan if you're interested. Entry around 79 to 78, 70s zone. Stops should be at $77. You can average up along the way, by the way. Looks great about the 5-day moving average. If you're wrong, you're gonna know you're wrong immediately. Don't risk more than 0.4% on the initial positions, So, and let the position do the work for you from there. The ticker symbol which I'm talking about here is KO. If you're looking for entry for swing trades here, wouldn't be a bad place to test the waters. This is a defensive name anyway, so if the market falls apart, this is going to do its own thing. The safe haven pays dividends. When do they pay dividends? Like hopefully when we are in the trade. The next dividend date is on June 15th. Hopefully we leave some runners all the way towards that June 15th mark and get our dividends, make our money, be out. So if you're entering right here with the stop loss at 77, you should be targeting that $81 to that new all-time highs, by the way. So looks great, setting up. You can take the risk here. Hopefully this 20-day moving average starts to curl above the 50 shortly. And the 50 also starts to slope higher shortly. We'll wait and see. Looks good. Nothing wrong in taking the risk at this moment. Okay, so this is going to be a very, very risky entry. This, I'm talking about FLY. If you're conservative, size down, trade with shares, don't mess around with this with options. Ticker symbol FLY, and I am going to be risking 0.2% of my entire account on this trade. If I'm wrong, I'm looking to get my entry at $34.20 to $33.80. Anywhere sounds just fine for me. And I'm looking to set my stop losses at $31 and change. $31. This is shares. I want to make sure that if I'm wrong, I'm not losing a lot of money with this one because I want to see where the daily candle closes and I want to see some continuation down the line. So this is my entry. I just entered fly here at $34.23 more or less. Stop losses set at $31. Total risk is 0.2%. I will average up on this one down the line shortly. I like the way the stock is looking. I will average up more once they recover the 20-day moving average on the daily. If they get back over $37, I will add more towards this position. But as of right now, small positions, not a hard stop, by the way, a soft stops. I need to see a daily candle close under 31 if I'm going to be making any changes. Just going to type it in, some trades of lines, $31, stops, initials. Look into it, consider it. I like the charts. Got potential. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But this thing got potential. I'm risking 0.2%, but if you want to risk a little bit more to like, don't go more than 0.4%, by the way. So if you're wrong, you're going to be losing a lot of money. Ticker symbol fly, and if you're interested in KO, you can take it as well. And if you're interested in fly, you can take it as well. Still waiting on CP before I establish any entry on it. Waiting on CP for a potential entry too. Other than that, markets have just been, what is it doing? Shopping around? Yep, it is. Let's wait and see if QQQ offers any potential trades for us. It's holding the VWAP. You can just trade the VWAP on the Qs. Nothing much to do apart from that. Anytime you see these types of gaps, the amount of trades which we take goes down significantly, but the sentiment has been looking great. And if you're trading futures, just trade the VWAP on SPY, trade the VWAP on QQQ. Watch for that potential VWAP break on CL, the overnight VWAP break on CL. You're going to get your opportunity. SPY, on the other hand, just got back over the VWAP as well after the false breakdown. It's going to be interesting to see where they close this 5-minute candles at. Do we have any news event in another 7 minutes? Let's take a look. Market watch. Today is Wednesday, correct? Yeah, we got a Fed zombie talking today at 1 p.m. Apart from that, nothing much. Yeah, discussed about Apple yesterday. Josh, should you take Apple by any chance? I know yesterday you were discussing about it. You did? Beautiful. Apple is looking great, by the way. This is like a pure anchored VWAP from the earnings sort of setup, right? They gapped up after earnings. Today, they came back down towards this anchored VWAP, found buyers, and now pushing back up. Looking great. This is for swing trade, by the way. Like if you got in at 181, absolutely phenomenal. Take it. That's a good looking chart. It's a reclaim. Yep. What brokerage to use? I typically just trade shares majority of the time. So Robinhood does the job for me. So if I'm for trading futures, I use TradeWeight. And for trading shares and for swing trading options, I just use Robinhood. So as of right now, only positions which was established today for swing trades is Fly. We already have our positions on NCLH. And we already have positions on CYTK. That's a small position, by the way. I'll let you know when I average up on it. So for now, Fly, NCLH, and CYTK are the three positions running. If you are interested, you can look into KO to the upside for swing trades, Apple to the upside for swing trades. Both are looking great. And then to the downside, you can look into Roblox, RBLX. And you can also look into CP as well to the upside. So check out the Zoom chat. I just summarized everything which we did so far. Just trade the VWAP on QQQ and SPY after the gap. There's nothing much to do. And if I want to take one trade today after the session open, I did short the crude oil last night and I did long this move to the upside on crude oil in the overnight sessions. But if I want to take another trade on the crude, I would most likely wait for them to either get down to $95.20 or $94 to the downside, right? So we spoke briefly about USO, which is something which tracks crude oil. Simple way to deal with this. If you're trading the same with shares, if you don't trade options, but if you trade the same with shares, just enable the extended hours on the USO, anchor the VWAP. What I'm talking about is if USO pulls back towards either 133s or towards his 132.50s, if you're trading this with shares, I'm interested to look for the reversal. I'm expecting this to do something like this, coming back down towards this level and then bouncing up, provided the deal falls short. If the deal goes through, if Iran agrees to that motion, like of whatever the US puts forward, you're going to see crude just go down even further tomorrow. So we'll watch for it. It's purely geopolitical driven. You just, if you get lucky and get a good entry from the VWAP and then the news event drops, you're going to make a lot of money. If it doesn't, well, you're going to make a decent amount of money and you're going to lose very, very less, even if you're wrong. Something to look into. Let's wait and see how it plays out. This is the plan for CL, which I'm looking into for the session trades. I'm going to set some price alerts right here. I'm just going to set some price alerts at $95.21, another price alerts right here at $93.99. If they come back down, find buys. We'll look into it. I see you have level up 5 EMA. How do I set it up? Simple. Go to indicators and then just start level up. And what you got here, right here, 5-day moving average intraday. So that's the indicator which I use. So what you see on my screen is not 5 SMA, not 5 EMA, that's 5-day moving average. It calculates the momentum for the last 5 trading days. If you want to learn more about it, I'm going to post a video for you guys in the Zoom chat. You can check it out. That's from Brian Shannon himself. Hold on a minute. 5 EMA, Brian Shannon. Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Check this out. Bookmark this video so you can look into it once the meeting is over and come back to it. Check it out. Don't take options with fly, by the way. I'll let you know when I enter any options trade with the strike price and with the expiration. If you don't see me talking about strike prices and expirations, I didn't take the trade with options. So I took fly with shares, NCLH with shares, looking to take CP with shares as well. I'll let you know when I average up on either of these. All right, so check out the Zoom chat about the 5-day moving average, and setting up is fairly easy. Just go to indicators and just type level up. You're going to see the 5-day moving average right there. All right, so fairly simple to set it up. So it just gives you the momentum for the last 5 trading days. Very simple to deal with it. And for shares, USO at 133 for upside, what levels to look out for to the downside? Well, the interesting thing about USO is if they break this 132s, we're most likely going to see USO coming back down to tag that lows, by the way, which is all the way down at 125s. So when you're looking at CL, that's the lows we're talking about, around like what, $89? That's the lows which they had. Yep, around $89 and change. That's going to be around 122s. So just a pre-market lows, by the way. That's what we're looking for. Let's wait and see. You got, again, geopolitically driven. You need to wait and see what the price does. If you look at the daily charts on the crude, that's the 50-day moving average and the 20-day moving average, around 95.30s, which is the 20-day moving average, and then $90.40, which is the 50-day moving average. If today's daily candle closes under both of them, crude most likely topped out. Going to be interesting. Let's wait and see. The alert just went off on fly. Looks like they're tagging the 5-day moving average now. If you see buyers here and if it starts pushing higher on fly, we will most likely average up another 0.1% today. We needed about $34 though in order to do that. So let's wait for the daily candle close. Let's see where it closes, and then we can consider whether it's worth averaging into it or not. For now, just small positions. We'll come back to it later, maybe around like 11 o'clock or something. Let's see if something good shows up, and then we can take it. Amazon, not doing much today when NASDAQ is up almost 1.5%. It's trading flat. Interesting. They did fill the gap though. These types of names, I would just trade the VWAP if you're looking for day trades. By the way, I'm not really interested in entry for any swing trades yet. Maybe if they pull back towards this 268, it'll look good. But as of right now, they're trading at all-time highs. Like, it's not, you can't set stop losses anywhere if you're looking to, buy calls at these levels. Either wait for them to pull back towards the 5-day moving average, which is currently sitting at around $268. And that $268, wait and see how the price reacts there. Maybe you can take a quick snipe up from that area for a day trade. But if you're looking for a swing trade entry, I'd much rather wait for them to come back down to run a test towards their previous highs and then deal with it from there. If that never happens, there's absolutely no reason to touch this at this moment. Axon Enterprise. Ugly chart. Not a great looking chart to look into. Downtrend, not really interested. But we can take a look at it. Let's see how it plays out, and then we can deal with it. Let's see. They consolidated briefly for quite some time, and now they are under it. They're under the 20-day moving average, under the 50-day moving average, under the 200-day moving average, consolidated for quite some time, and now they are looking to break it down under. This is what I want you to keep an eye out for. Watch out for where the candles close this Friday, especially if you're looking for a trade up north. The 200 SMA on the weekly is currently at around $384.95. The last 2 weeks, we held it. This week, looks like we are pummeling lower. If they do break it lower, I wouldn't be surprised if you see that 324s being tested again on AXON. Easy way to deal with this is just remove all the moving averages and just focus on the anchored VWAP coming from this most recent lows. They should be under it right now. Nothing is favoring the buyers as of right now. If you are looking for a trade up north, wait for them to get back over 389s or 392s before even thinking about getting call options with this one. Looking bad. Not a fun name to be involved with, especially at this moment. So much rather buy the strength off of 393s and then look for higher profit targets. Buy high, sell higher instead of looking to catch the bottom. XPI, 5-day moving average is turning around. Looking to setting up for lowest in there. Well, maybe you can set your stop losses at the lows at 132s. They just broke out here, didn't they? Looks good. Don't see anything wrong with it. Why do we have hot here? It looks like I just added. Oh, yeah, I was about to talk about it. Yeah, XPI looks good, Josh. You can look into it. But you can take a look at HUT as well. I was just looking into the scanners today and just added to the watch list. HUT just made new all-time highs today. Looks like they just reported earnings and markets loved whatever they reported. New all-time highs. Anchored the VWAP to today's candle. Maybe it'll set up for tomorrow's potential trade. If you go to the weekly charts, you can draw a nice little box right here, previous highs. Monthly, yeah. New all-time highs here this month with that earnings candle. Keep it on the watch list. Yep. Ticker symbol is HUT. Seems like we traded this before once or twice, or at least added to the watch list prior once or twice. Add HUT to the watch list. I'll let you know if I entered anything with this one. A ticker symbol HUT. If they recover the VWAP, interested. This is an AI name, by the way. So they're under the VWAP right now. Maybe if they can get back over 105, it's gonna be an interesting stock to look into for swing trades. Ooh, come on, CP, give me some entry opportunity. Would be crazy not to enter this right here. Maybe with stop losses at $82 into it, $1.83. Okay, so I got 0.2% risk on NCLH. I got 0.2% risk on Fly. So current exposed risk as of right now for swing trade is 0.4% of my overall account. Maybe if I add a 0.4% risk on CP, I will have a total exposed risk no more than 1% of my entire portfolio. It's still doable. I can take it. I'll let you guys know. Let me ponder over it for a minute. So let's see. Let's take a look at this. Didn't it just rally like there is no tomorrow? Oh, yep. And they gave everything back. Oh, we got 0.4 on NCLH? Yeah, 0.4. So then that will be around 0.4, 0.2, 0.4. Yeah, do this, Josh. For NCLH, wait for today's daily candle close, So if you don't see them get back over 1780s or whatever it is, it's better to size down and keep it at 0.2%. There's still a downtrend. I'll let you know. Or you can do it now, by the way. I mean, this should be right at our entry price anyway, right? Around $17.30, more or less. Because we entered around this zone. 1750s to 1730s should be the entry price on this one anyway. So you can size down if you want to keep it at 0.2. And if you want to take CP here, it's better to size down on NCLH and go for 0.4% on CP instead. So we'll keep these downtrends as sizing as little as possible, and then add more to these positions on Fly or CP, which are actually in a potential uptrends. All right, I'm going to take CP here. Looking into around $85 mark. That's 82. Can be a shaky ride with this one, but at least I'll know that I'm wrong immediately with this. Maybe setting the stop loss at around $82 or $79 seems good. Let's take a look. All right, so two things you can do. If you're looking at it from a longer term standpoint, if you're planning on holding on towards it for a long period of time, stop loss at 79. If you're only looking for it to swing trade a little bit, maybe set the stop loss at 82s for initial position, and then you can deal with it down the line. I am looking at it from a longer term standpoint here with this chart. Potential breakout candidate. So I am going to set my stop losses at $79 by risking 0.4% of my entire account. Looking for an entry at $85 with shares, by the way. Stop losses at either 79 for long-term total risk so far, 0.4%. So if you don't know how to calculate 0.4% risk, just go to ChatGPT and just type in my account size, type in your account size, type in the entry price, tell ChatGPT your stop loss area, and then ask ChatGPT to calculate the total amount of shares you need to be buying. Should we take this in the long? Yeah, it'll be better if you take this in the long term for CP. This is a great looking chart. So if you're wrong, we'll know that we're wrong and we can just cut it. So we don't need to micromanage it on a day-to-day basis. I like this one. Keep Fly on the shorter term portfolio, but move CP to the long term. I am looking CP to like get all the way over $100, to be honest. Like if this breakout plays out the way we wanted it to play out, I'm looking at it to touch this 91s or even $100 down the line in upcoming months. So this is for long term. This is for shares and shares only. So if you're planning on buying 100 shares, start with 25 right now. Don't go too heavy on sizing yet. We will add into it as they continue to show progress, right? So this is for long term. I'm just gonna post it in the long term chats right now. We should be able to see the updates shortly. Long term, added CP here. Total risk 0.4%. Stops $79. Yeah, that'll be all. Our entry around 85 to 85.20s or lower, better. All right, so look into it. Should be out now. Keep it for the long term. So it's the last thing I want is to like micromanage this name and only to come back to this like what 2-3 months down the line to see it at 107 or 120. The amount of stocks, like I saw it today, like this name Flex Look at what it's doing. FLEX. Last time I saw this, this was around like $30, by the way, which was 2024. And we did discuss briefly around this February of 2026. This thing just gapped up today almost like 30%, and it's trading at $130. Keep an eye out for it. Got potential. Look into it. Ticker symbol is CP. Wait and see how it plays out. I got my positions at $85, set the stops at 79. Let the position do the work. Leave it at the long term and watch out for crude. The alert just went off here, testing the overnight revamp. Hopefully we get that $94 mark down the line to tag that overnight anchored revamp here. Any news from the wall front? That's a big candle. Okay, CNN founder Ted Turner passes away. Okay, Iran is evaluating the new proposal to end the war with a response from Tehran expected via mediator in Pakistan in next how many days? Next 2 hours or next 2 weeks? Next 2 days. Okay. So it looks like Iran will give us an update in the next 2 days. So meanwhile, hopefully we get that pullback towards that $93 on oil. Watching out for it, waiting for this final candle close for a potential trade. Let's wait and see. So that causes commodity to go up and go. Yeah, recently, if you notice, right, oil and gold is having this inverse relation going on. When oil is going up, you're seeing commodities like gold and silver dropping. So today, oil is down 7%. You see gold with a massive day today, almost up like 3% or 4%. For these types, anything related to war, you're going to see, especially when it comes to the Middle Eastern side, which controls almost like 30 to 40% of the world's global oil, you're going to see the markets react to it, right? So if you see anything related to war going on, you're going to see some sort of a movement happen from crude, or which is going to affect gold and silver along the way, and platinum as well if you trade them too. Yeah, right now. So typically gold used to be safe haven, but not this time. Gold isn't responding the way. So usually what happens is gold is going to go up, oil is going to go up, bonds are going to go up because those used to be acting as safe haven before. But at this moment, not anymore, right? So crude going lower, oil going higher. We're having this inverse relation happening. Watch out here. We're under the VWAP on crude, by the way. Keep an eye out. How does oil look through its eyes? Yeah, I'm just kidding. All right. It looks like once you become a dad, you can get those dad jokes along the way. So let's wait and see. Owl. So not a great chart, by the way. Let's see. Okay, this is the type of chart where you see it and be like, not great, not terrible. You know, nothing much is happening here. If you want to trade this, I would just keep an eye out for this $10 zone, right? So they are, if you go to the monthly charts, you can see them bouncing. I can move it a little bit lower, you know, right here. This entire zone of 960 to 1030s. What are you planning on doing with this? Is it for, you're looking to swing trade this or day trade this? What's going on with Alvin? If you're looking to swing trade this as a candidate, you can enter, yeah, swing trade. Okay, if you're entering this right here, I would just set my stop losses a little bit wider with this one, maybe around this $9 mark or around this $8.70 mark, and wait and see how it plays out, right? And if you're setting your stop losses at $8.70 with this one, which is almost 1053 minus 872, $1.83 risk per share. You should be aiming to capture at least this gap fill around $12.20. You shouldn't make any changes to your positions until you see the $12 mark, by the way. Don't do the see profit, take profit thing with this one, especially with these wider stop losses. All you're going to do, you're going to win on 5 trades back to back with this one. And on all it takes is one bad trade to wipe out everything. So be very cautious. If you're setting your stop losses at $8.70, you should be targeting $12.20 to the upside before taking any profits. But If you're going for a tighter stop loss, maybe at around $9.90, you can, even have a tighter profit taking targets. Watch it. This is just a meh chart right now. I don't see anything good, especially from an entry side. You will get a better entry if you see a pullback towards 990s, So maybe you can do this. Set some price alerts right here at $10 mark. If you see that alert go off, you're gonna get a better entry price. So set some price alerts at $10. If it pulls back towards at $10, you can take it right there and deal with it from there on. All right, so crude back into the VWAP. Let's see if we can get that pullback towards that $93 or $94 zones. See how they react. The 30-minute candle is still over the VWAP, by the way, so I'm not going to be taking anything yet. I'll let you know if I enter any longs or any shorts. Depends on whatever they do. Hopefully you guys entered a CP already. We are breaking through here to the upside on this one. Your entry should be around that $85 mark, by the way. Okay, the alert on hot just went off. All right, just a minute, boys. I'll be back. Just give me a minute. Apologies, everyone. Daughter's crying. Usual stuff. I'm just gonna wrap it up shortly. So just to recap, we did a lot of things today. I did not expect to do this much on today's session. CP positions established. NCLH, we already have our positions there. Fly positions established. It's going higher here. So two names, new positions, right? Fly and CP. CP for long term, Fly for shorter term swing trades. Hopefully you guys already established your positions. It gave you ample enough time to start adding positions on both, by the way. Two names, one for long term, one for swing trade. So the one which I'm watching as of right now is CL for a potential trade, waiting for this, maybe perhaps this 15-minute candle to close before establishing anything on CL. I'll let you guys know if I enter anything. NCLH, no changes made to the pre-existing positions, by the way, and CYTK, no changes made to the pre-existing positions either. I'll let you know if I add anything. I'll let you know if I remove anything. You're going to get the updates accordingly. And the final one, APLD, I'll just talk about it briefly and we can sign off for today. Oh, Gigi, this is looking great. This is starting to look good, by the way. Maybe a potential breakout candidate you have in your hands. If you look at the weekly charts here, let me remove all these drawings so it's clean. If you look at the weekly charts, what APLD is doing. What APLD is doing since 2025 of October, just consolidating, right? Draw a huge area right here. Consolidation has been happening from 36 to 42 zones, all the way down to $20 mark over and over and over again. Now they're tagging that highs again. So what you need to look for is to see how the price is going to react around that previous highs. Looks like they already reported earnings. That thing is done with. Watch out here for this $42.50 zone. If the buyers clutch through and start pushing it further higher, you're going to get that retest trade which you're looking for. The breakout, you got it. Now you wait for the retest. And if the retest is successful, there's going to be your entry, right? So as of right now, it goes into that immediate watch list category and wait and see how the price reacts around the supply zone of that previous highs, which they've been rejecting over and over and over and on. That is that $42 zones. If you see them closing candles over $42, wait for that back test. Once you get the back test, you're going to get your entry. All right. So this, add it to the watch list. Be patient. Wait for it. You're going to get your answer. If they're going to reject, You don't want anything to do with this. But if they're going to break out, you wait for that retest, take the retest. Who knows how high this can go? Because it's been consolidating for almost like what, 6 months now. And if they break out, we're most likely going to see it tag that previous highs. We'll wait and see. So that is the plan for APLD. Great looking chart, by the way. Add it to the watch list and then wait for it to get to you. No need to chase, no need to rush into anything. So let's wait and see how it plays out. Then we can deal with it. All right. So KO, go. Yeah, Jasper, you can look into KO, by the way. KO is a great looking chart. You can look into it. You can establish positions, set your stop losses at maybe around $77 and change. I didn't take KO, by the way, because I'm already in a bunch of positions. I don't want to take another one, especially if I can't manage it in real time. So I'm already in CP, Fly, CYTK, NCLH, and I don't want to add KO to the mix as well. So I'm not taking KO, but that doesn't mean it's a bad chart. We can consider it. Great looking chart there. Look into it. Okay, Fly is flying. Interesting. Fly is pushing through here, 35, 30s. So if you got in, you got a decent entry. We'll average up shortly. I'll let you know. Where's the recording in the Discord? Oh, I just posted it in my tab, by the way. If you are from the Chris Saints channel, go to my channel right here. You should see it for yesterday's recording right here under the tab Mario. Now scroll up a little bit. You should see the recording right there. And if you're from my server, you should see the recording right here under the live stream links. Go to live stream links. You should see it right here. And if you're from WAP, I will post it both today and yesterday's recording shortly. All right. So with that being said, have a great day, everyone. We have our positions set up already. Now we just take the back seat and let the position do the work for us. Fly is already doing the work right now. Now we wait for CP to do the work, and we wait for NCLH to average out, and we wait for crude to get to us to see how it's going to play out with this 15-minute candle. And I'll let you know if I add anything or remove anything down the line. So if you have any questions, ask away. I'll be here for another 2 more minutes before I sign off. Go ahead.
I have a question, Mr. Martin.
Hey, go ahead.
First, thank you for all you did. You worked really hard today. I was like, wow. But so I'm fairly kind of new. And then
Consuelo, I don't want to interrupt you. Your voice is breaking. You sound like a robot. Your voice is, yeah, your voice
okay, hold on. Let me take my let me put you on. Can you hear me better?
Way better right now. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm fairly new, but kind of not new. So I did stocks many years ago. I left it. I clicked back on, because of Chris Sain and all of them, all you guys, and I'm like back on trying to do stuff. Okay, so I a couple months ago got on, and I'm not sure what I clicked on, and I think I possibly clicked on the ladder on Robinhood Markets stock, and I got back on here, and I'm -3 shares, and I didn't understand what I did wrong.
Oh, okay. So you sold 3 shares. You went short on those. So what company did you buy it at? Like -3 shares?
Robinhood Markets. It's
Oh, no.
Robinhood.
Yeah, Robinhood Markets. It's a brokerage. So what stock did you buy, which is showing -3 shares on?
It's Hood, HOOD.
Oh, okay. So it is for Hood. So you technically, what you did, like it is showing -3 on the shares that you bought?
Yeah, and the market value is -231, but the total return is 131.
Okay,
So I'm
so
a little confused.
what you did here is technically is you went short on the markets. So remember how put options work, right? So you trade options. If you trade options, put options means you make money when the stock price goes lower, right?
Right.
So you technically did the same with the shares equivalent. So you technically went short on shares. So you'll be making money if the stock price goes lower. So if you want to close that, what you need to do is go to the same stock, which is HOOD, and buy back that 3 shares. Buy the
So just buy 3 shares.
Yeah, if you buy 3 shares, it's going to neutralize your -3 shares position, and that position is going to be closed.
Okay.
All right. So Be very cautious with this one. I'll tell you why. Because if you're shorting a share without a stop loss, your losses are unlimited to the upside, by the way.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. So, because think about it this way, if you buy 3 shares and the company goes to zero, right? So, let's say you buy Robinhood, like you buy 3 shares, you're spending almost like $250 approximately. And if Robinhood goes to zero, you're gonna be like what? Losing $250 overall. That's the money which is spent on buying 3 shares, right?
Right.
But if
Yeah.
you're short 3 shares right now, Robinhood can go to $1 million from where it's trading at. There's no upside cap, right? So if it keeps going higher and higher and higher, the amount of money which you will be losing has no cap on it, right? So it's
Uh,
only, yeah, since you only have 3 shares short, it's not a big position, but you've got to
yeah, I
be
just closed it
very,
out just now because I just wasn't sure.
yeah, be very, very cautious when you're shorting any company, any shares, if you don't know how to use stop losses.
Right. Okay.
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 If you want to learn more about what you just did, look into the concept of short selling. I just
Short
typed it
sale.
out. I just typed it out in the Zoom chat, so you can just copy it and paste it in your notes so you can look back on it once the meeting is over or once the market is closed.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
thank
So
you so much. I
no worries
appreciate
at
you.
all. No worries at all. So it's similar to you making money to the downside. So with shares, I'm pretty sure you know, like when you buy shares for long term, you make money as the stock price goes up. You can
Right.
also make money as the stock price goes lower if you
Right.
short that company shares, by the way. But that's exactly what you did right now.
Okay. 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 Well, thank you. I appreciate the explanation.
No worries at all. So look into it, short selling. And if you have any questions after looking into it, get back to me. I'd be more than happy to go in detail for whatever questions you
Okay.
have. All right.
Great. Thank you.
No worries at all.
Hi, Mario. I have a question. Do you guys have any videos on how to create stop loss?
Are we talking about in shares or in options?
Both shares and options.
Okay, so I will talk to you in brief about shares right now, right? Shares because it's very easy to set stop losses with shares and it's going to work 100% of the time. All right. But with options, stop losses ain't going to work all the time if the stock price moves rapidly. All right.
Okay.
So what brokerage do you use?
Right now I don't really have any brokerage. I
Okay.
just downloaded TradingView.
Okay.
But I think Charles Schwab is one of them that I've used in the past.
Okay, so you can set the stop loss using Schwab. It's the same process across the brokerage. So what you got to be looking out for is this thing called stop orders or stop limit orders. All right, and this is for shares,
Mhm.
by the way. All right. So once you
Okay.
open your shares position, go to sell and then look for the order type called stop order
Mm-hmm.
or stop limit order. All right. So let's take the example on Fly today. We opened the shares on Fly at $34.20 more or less, or 34 to 34.20. And we set our stop losses at around what 31, let's assume it's $31, right? Let's say we set our stop loss at $31. And let's say you bought 50 shares initially at 34.20 and you go
Mm-hmm.
to the sell and you select stop order and set the stop order for 50 shares at $31 and change. $31 or $31.20 doesn't matter. So what that's going to do is if Fly drops all the way back down towards $31, it's going to kick you out automatically without you intervening. Because
Mm,
sometimes we'll be busy with work. We can't keep an eye out for the markets 24/7. But if something happens when you're busy with work, the stop loss is going to take care of it. All right.
okay.
But with the higher reputed brokerages like Schwab or Thinkorswim, you should be having something called as OCO orders as well. One cancels other.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what's going to happen is you're going to see something like this. Let me see if I can show you in TradingView. It's an example. Let me connect to my paper trading account really quick. All right. So check it out. So if I go and buy 100 shares, you can see I can set my stop loss and I can set my take profit both at the same time. All right.
Mm-hmm.
On my screen, you can see take profit, the price is at 36.33 and stop loss price is at 35.33. And I just click on buy. All right. So right
Mm-hmm.
here, Oh, did it set it as a limit buy? All right, let me just cancel this. Let me set a market buy. We don't need limit buys here so that it's easy to look into. All right, there you go. So right here, you can see there is a profit target set already, and there's a stop loss set already. All right, this yellow on my screen right here is the stop loss, because if the trade doesn't work out and stops me out, I will lose $58. If this trade works in my favor, I can move my stop profit taking targets above. I'll make $80 if it works in my favor, that is. All right. What OCO orders does here is simple. If either of these gets hit first, it's going to cancel the other order from your screen. For example, let's say I get stopped out first, it's going to cancel my profit taking targets as well. Or if the profit taking targets hits first, it's going to cancel my stop loss order as well automatically. All right. So if you are busy with work, you can just set your profit taking targets and stop loss. If either of these hits, it's going to get filled automatically for you. You don't even have to keep an eye out for the screen 24/7 micromanaging it.
Okay.
So it's going to make your life simpler. So if you want to learn more, just look into these terms, OCO orders. One cancels other. Stop order, stop limit orders. You're going to find a lot of information. And if you want to make sure how to set it up in your brokerage, just type these terms on YouTube, followed by the brokerage which you're planning on using. If you're using Robinhood, you don't have OCO orders on Robinhood yet. But if you're using Charles Schwab or TOS, you can just go to YouTube and then just type how to set OCO orders on Thinkorswim. It's going to walk you through step by step in there. It's going to be more helpful to you following along.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, no problem at all. Did they say the average up on fly today? Yeah, I'm looking into it, but looks like if they give me an opportunity to average into it, I will add more on FLY. I'll let you know. I'll come back to it maybe around like 12 o'clock or late session, and I'll let you know if I add more or not. All right. So with that being said, most likely done for the day, and I'll let you know if we make any changes to any of the positions. CP is looking great. Fly is looking good. CVTK, I'll let you know if I make any changes. Not a big position anyway. I'm not going to worry too much about this so far. Same with NCLH, not a big position. Not going to be worried too much about this either. All right. Have a great day, everyone. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and I'll let you know if I make any changes. Recording will be posted once the processing is done. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.
Thank you, Mario.
No worries at all. Thank you for joining.